is for the standings.
Someone's got to keep up with them.
Yeah.
If this ends up as a draw, then I think that leaves a 3-point gap at the top of the table, and it will be Kaz Esports that will be second. If Fish are able to actually get the 3 points, they'll be on 7 points, so just 2 points behind FM. So someone has to keep up with them, and someone has to stop them from running away with this league table. But whether Fish are the candidates to do so will remain to be seen. Infused is certainly going to want to shut down those hopes, as Infused did beat Endpoint, so they were feeling confident after last week, but now going into this one, they really struggled on Dust 2. So I want to see them come to life. I want to see more oomph from Infused, to be honest. Infused. Does that work?
I think that works. I think that's a darn good way of putting it, because you know what? This is where real emotion has to show. This is where the players have to bring their best. An incredible matchup so far. By all means, as we mentioned, we've really beaten this horse. Not as close, but now's the time to really make it just that. It's going to be Fish on that T side, Infused over on the CT side, and they're looking to land these headshots to Shiki. Ready, set, and prepped to do work towards mid. Staring down through window, is going to decide to make a quick and hearty rotate over towards the B site, giving Robin an opportunity now to push out with his Glock if he so chooses. And then opportunity is something that Fish are more than happy to play with in the latter portion of this round, but the real man we want to be watching is Sliggy, starting to tag away with this Deagle, being this solo man out of ramp. This almost prompts that we're going to see either a connector split or something up towards short. Bear in mind, we've also got the Lurker of Cinder, so many options for Fish to take advantage of. Which one are they going to decide? It's going to be B. Robin jumping through, burst shot, Shaq there to aid him as well. Cinder going to find what a beautiful headshot on towards Ozzy. This is some great stuff as Robin going to get the bomb down. Confused, now they're on the retake.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of work to do. Need to find some opening frags. Cinder is taken down there in apps, so there is still a chance now. But Shaq is taking up position here, near short. Needs to try and find anything. Snaky does push out, but he's going to be shut down immediately by Shaq. But Lumji will get one. Shaney finds another, and it's a 2v1 situation. Robin is the last player as a defense. And the retake was phenomenal by Infused. Despite being down 3v5, they were able to push in and defuse this bomb with plenty of time left. A great push from Fish. I love what they did. They sent 2 players, one to A, one to B, just to make noise at both sites, which allowed 3 of them to push through middle, and then that was when they came up short. But their after-plant positions in the end weren't too good. Perhaps we should ask questions on Cinder, whether he should have been facing out of apps. Perhaps if he had taken more of a defensive approach, they may have been able to take that one. Instead, they don't, and Infuse now get the advantage, and it's exactly what they needed. And now they can build from this with a buy.
They're going into this one rifle first to Shaney. Wow, maybe back towards mid. Tipping on towards Robin. Already a first headshot to build onto the tally. Lumji as well, looking to hold what is not quite a crossfire, but instead just a cloud of bullets raining down on their opposition as they've just done so much damage. Look at Shaq, 4 HP. That's not an amount that you can really stand up and cheer behind. As Keita on 20 as well, so all in all, pretty risky circumstances. As Ozzy finds himself in a bit of turmoil, facing off against Cinder. A couple of P50 shots. The closer he gets, the more risky it is, but pre-fire with the UMP is going to shut him down. Snaky going to do the damage as he curves his way around on towards Sliggy, strangling him. Bit by bit, Infused really starting to dice out this poison now. As Fish, well, they chose it, and now they have to just shut up and take it. And it is just going to be a P250 and Deagle. You have to have any impact at all, and well, there's your P250. Your Deagle going to go for a bit of a cheeky wallbang, but well, what else can you ask for?
Yeah, just a formality for Infused. They should have won that round, and they did. Quick shout out to Robin. Thank you for changing your name. That's very helpful. Yeah,
it's got to be said. It's just really useful.
It is. It's hard not to say ABC123. Instead, I can just say.
You should stick in the moonwalk, man.
Robin semicolon dash something weird, whatever that is.
Smiley face.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Oh, well, yeah. I'd like to think it's a winky face. As now Infused can carry on with this money that they've got, but Fish, as they did get the plant, can buy up these AKs, and now this is where they're at their most dangerous, when they have the rifles in hand. On board with Robin, a phenomenal rifler, and he will look and find Snaky on the ladder there. Shaney will get a response onto Shaq, but Robin drops down and finds a second, and now he can get this bomb plant. There's nothing at CT to contest him just yet. And just Ozzy and Shiki on the rotate. As I've said, many a time, Ozzy does find himself in these rotate situations, but he needs to go big to keep Infused with this lead. And that's a good way to start it, by finding Ozzy. Now needs to find a couple of more. He does have utility to work with. He's going to flash this site, communicate with Shiki, make sure that Shiki is looking away. Now they're both going to push in. Very defensive angles from Fish at the moment. You can see a couple members are down there in a ramp. Ozzy's going to just tap this probably, try and get some sort of information. Smoke's going to come out, but the smoke's not going to cover him. Sliggy pops out, finishes him off. Finishes both of them off, should I say. And Fish put one on the board. Great stuff from them, easily able to push onto site. When you give Robin an AK, he can do wonderful things.
Really quite masterful stuff, and you're going to have to look towards Slicky as well. They're clearly watching a whole lot of Game of Thrones recently as he just appears out of the shadows, strangulates his opposition with a quick and swift double kill as he decapitates them and takes it home for Fish all in all now, picking them at a 1-2 scoreline. And they're looking to equalise, and kind of their opposition and what holds them against equalisation point. It's not exactly something you can really rally behind, is it? It's just these pistols. It's almost ebb and flow, and Infused get 2. Fish now looking for 2 of their own. We saw this start in the previous map, and we're going to see it again. Back-to-back rounds contesting. We had 1, you had 1. That's all Fish and Infused are yelling across the halls to each other right now. As it is going to be these pistols taking a couple of battles here and there. Shaq is going to find the head of Shaney. Adding another body to the overall count as Cinder does the work on towards Shiki. And well, takes it even a bit of a step further as he just completely violates Lungy, leaving just Snaky all alone to try and slither his way out of this one.
Yeah, and he will be eliminated. Takes us to 2-2, and Infused, despite the early lead once again, Fish respond well. And they're not going to let it get out of control. And Infused still don't have fantastic money. Probably going to eco once again, just to make sure that their money looks a little bit better. A couple of grenades coming out from Lumgy, flashbangs, Shiki and Snaky, and the Deagles to try and work with. So it's going to be a tough round, but some utility will slow down Fish ever so slightly. And all you need is just to get 1 or 2 picks with these Deagles, find a weapon, you might have to do something with it. Well, unfortunately, Snaky goes barreling in, but Robin and Cinder will shut down Lumgy and Snaky, and now they can move in. Robin finds another, Keita gets the 4th, and it's just Ozzy left on his own with a rotate with a Deagle. And he's going to have no hope of winning this, but he might be able to damage the economy, but he doesn't. Flawless round from Fish, but money saved for Infused, and I think that's what's important to note.
Almost certainly, but was that almost someone using a head as a trampoline?
I don't know what happened, he kind of just bounced into a ramp there.
It's kind of bopping around the place, you know, bit of jive here and there, bit of a boogie. Does eventually pay the price, but, well, bit of entertainment nonetheless. It is 3-2, of course, and, well, we used the phrase ebb and flow. We talked about it being a back-to-back affair. Here we are, yet again, the same old consistent scoreline, 3-2, this time in favour of Fish. Infused, looking to bat this one right back home as they continue this rally. Shaney, a man to keep an eye on. He's just peeking out through window, holding this angle ever so precariously. A flash will go off. Keita, lurking in the depths of that smoke, and Shaney deciding, you know what, I'm going to readjust myself. I'm going to move over towards this A-site, play from jungle instead, and that does leave mid that little bit open now, meaning that, oh, there's a little bit more on the plate of Shiki to handle, and can't help but feel like Fish are in the upper hand in this early round engagement now as they set themselves up to walk over towards B, just caressing themselves through apartments, eventually decide to bite the bullet and go for this quick sprint. Molotov to go down towards Van. Ozzy, his work absolutely cut out for him. Needs to find some frags. Shiki to find one. Ozzy picks up another for his team. Keita finally responds for the T-side. Ozzy still trying to do the work. Tries to snap on towards Shaq's head, but it's not quite enough. We're going to be caught on a 3 versus 3, a crossfire in the making. As Shaq tries to play around these pillars. It's all but looking like a bit of a flailing as the bomb chucked up into Apson with 45 seconds on the clock. Fish, they have time to play with, but they still have to worm their way out of this one.
Yep, Shaq chucks the bomb back down to Sliggy, says, get the plant down, they're all stuck in kitchen. We can definitely get this planted, we don't need to worry too much. We know all 3 members are there, because I believe they did see all of them push in. Grenades will come in just to take a little bit of health off. And now the smoke will be in effect. Sliggy gets the opening onto Shaney. And now just 2 players left. Lumgy will get shut down. And a round on the board for Fish again. Infused, struggling. They need to be careful here. It's slowly going to fall out of their grasp if they can continue to go down this route. But just, I've got to say, incredible T-side from Fish, just being able to push through apps so confidently, to be honest. Just with a couple of flashbangs, they're more than happy that they know their aim is phenomenal. They know they can push into the... Look how quickly Shaq is pushing onto this site. Finds Snaky through the wall. We'll get Lungy as well. And this is just easy pickings. Needs to communicate with his teammates, make sure they can help him. Cinder does jump up onto stairs to finish off Shaney as well. Yes, okay, they've only got pistols, but still, the confidence to push in that quickly to site is phenomenal. Ozzy will get damage control, but it won't be enough. 5-2 now, and Infused with this buy need to find something. Otherwise, this game could start to get just slightly out of reach.
Yeah, a bit of a slippy service almost, as they just kind of currently find themselves reaching out, but they're waiting for someone on the other side to pull them through. And it all comes down to this moment, this 8th round, a crucial factor and how this first half is going to swing. And well, Lumji wanted to be a part of it, dives in towards underpass, is going to pop down a flash, looking to go aggressive, has a real good opportunity to find himself a triple kit if he plays his cards right. And let's look at Fish. They're not quite checking this one. They don't know he's there. They finally will have to deal with him. Sliggy is going to get taken down. Information to be claimed, but look at Lumji. Finds himself a double kill. Eventually doesn't realize there's a triple kill there, so makes a bit of a blunder. But Shiki going aggressive off the back of his teammates. Well played Fortune. Robin is going to find himself a trade, but it's all but not enough. He's in a 1 versus 3. How on earth is he going to get himself out of this one?
He's going to flash himself way out of apps, but unfortunately, he's going to find a kill just yet. Going to drop to Van. He's going to slow this thing down just a tad. Does see Ozzy. Tries to dance around a little bit. Ozzy is just going to dance around site as he waits for teammates. Robin does get one. Finds a second onto Snakey, and now it's a 1-on-1 situation. Just 4 HP to work with. Shaney does only have an AWP, though. Does find him with the grenade. Shuts down Robin's hopes. A valiant effort from the man. But unfortunately, it isn't going to be enough for him in the end. Man, boy. Fish know how to get my heart pumping.
A heartbreaking end, it has to be said. That frag grenade, Kobe, he would be proud right now. Certainly leaving us in a bit of an interesting slant with no, this is 5-3, and Economy has kind of repaired itself on both sides of the board, of course. Fish, they're going to just delve into their coffers, sink out of their investment fund and use that to buy up AK-47s and AWP galore, and similar sort of thing for Infused now. Finally, we get to see Shaney back in action as well, yet again with his own AWP, playing it over towards the A site. Mid-control clearly being a factor for Fish, though, something you mentioned right at the start of this one, and perhaps you were right, as Robin, so confident just to dive on through, no smokes even to aid him, no flashes. Just a couple at the start, and that is all, but it eventually throws one down and throws a nade on towards short. That's going to do a good amount of damage on towards Shiki. But this really is just unparalleled confidence inside of Fish.
Yeah, you spoke about the E word, but I'm going to be talking about the C word. It is confidence. You can see that Shaney, with the AWP, is reluctant to push window. He doesn't want anything to do with middle. And really, Shaney was one of the big differences as to why Infused beat Endpoint on Mirage, as Sliggy gets the opening kill onto Shaney. As I said that, Shaney goes down. AWP no longer in the hands of Infused. And Fish with the advantage, 5 versus 4. The bomb is rotating round to join them at A. And Cinder is just making as much noise as possible at B, trying to force out some sort of rotation from Fish. He will continue to throw these flashes, and as soon as he's out of them, you probably expect some sort of push from the rest of his teammates. They're just slowly walking into A here. Molotovs to work with from Kita, so we can force anyone out of a certain angle. Lumji will take down Robin, though, so Robin's not going to be able to do anything from Connector. A really important kill, because they even it up 4-4, and now the push comes through. Lumji needs to do something big. He does find the first one onto Shaq. Looks for more as he backs down onto stairs, and now they're just stuck here in Sandwich, and this should be easy pickings for Lumji as he finds the 4th. And that will be another round on the board for Infused, and they are back in this game.
Problem for Fish there, as they were all but out of utility. They needed some sort of flash out ramp, something to break down the distance, allow them to get close, and most importantly, battle the position of stairs. The minute that connector frag was found, it completely changed the tables and favoured one clear side. Infused, as you mentioned, the show is back on the road. Now they're starting to build up some money of their own. Fish still able to dive back into their own investment fund, but starting to run on dry. Shiki clearly running with the idea of aggression is a solution to his problems, but Infused, you're throwing this one away. Not like this. Don't allow yourself to get reset. Kita will just pretty much be doing a lot of work for himself. Frags all across the board. Shaney burning away in the flames. No idea what's going on, and this is just disastrous. Ozzy, the last man standing. He's in a 1 versus 5. What on earth is he possibly going to do to make anything happen in this round?
What an ugly round that was. I think you're right. Throwing it away. There was no need for Infused to be pushing that aggressively. They could have just held their angles. Slight overconfidence. Yes, okay, they didn't have a full buy. They had a couple of Famises, but I still want to see more from them. And that's where I will question the experience. I mean, yes, okay, it's a risky play, and it's one of those things. If it goes right, then you will commend it, and you'll say, oh, fantastic play. Great for him to push down A-ramp and find those kills, but it's just unnecessary. And unfortunately, it's rounds like that that might throw away the whole game for Infused, to be honest.
I buy power called. They want their players back, as that right there was the quickest throw I've ever seen of an incredibly important round for Infused. They couldn't afford it. Look at their economy. They can barely squeeze out one rifle, let alone a couple more. Ozzy, pretty much the only man who's able to do anything at all. They've, for all intents and purposes, been reset. It's 6-4 in the 11th round. Fish have full control of this half.
And it was Shiki. We said before, Shiki, the in-game leader. They've got one who's making his decisions as Robin gets the opening kill on Shaney. But as soon as Shiki peaked, his teammates had to respond, and they had to try and get the trade, but unfortunately they were punished as well. They had to back up their in-game leader. They got punished for it, and now Fish have a real opportunity here to run away with this game.
Worrisome stuff at this point. Cinder looking to go catch onto the man you so dearly mentioned, Shiki, as he's the only man holding over towards this B site, but it still picks all across the board for Fish as they found Ozzy, they found Shaney. Shiki, you're burning away in the flames, mate, you need to move. But instead he decides, you know what, I'm just going to keep tapping spacebar, I'm going to keep on jumping, because perhaps movement will save me. Well, unfortunately, my friend, jumping around doesn't quite get the flames off your body. You need to stop, drop, and roll. As Robin is going to take advantage of Snaky. Lumji, the last man standing. Kita going to get the bomb down over towards B just to make sure he secures that extra economy. As Fish stomping their way through that eco round. And well, now you look back towards Infused, right? You look back towards their bank and say, still, can they afford to do anything?
The answer is no, unfortunately. They can choose to try and force up, but we've said it time and time again, like, what's the point? They wouldn't be able to get much with it. Maybe Kevlar and a 5.7, a P250, it's going to be a waste of money. They need a full buy, and it all goes back to that round that he just threw away. Cinder's going to confidently push onto the site, finds the first. Snaky will be there to respond, so if he can pick up that rifle, there is perhaps a chance. Sliggy is just edging his way through Palace. He does have an AWP in his back pocket, but he's just worryingly dancing around Pillow in case anyone is going to push him at Palace, but he's going to know soon that no one is there as he slowly ekes around the corner. No one to contest him, so now he can just wait patiently and perhaps use his AWP to full effect. And Robin also holding an angle. Fish being very passive, just in case Infused on this eco are going to push out and get aggressive. Shiki finds Robin as well. So despite Robin holding that angle, Shiki is able to get that one with the AK. And now perhaps that is another weapon to put in the arsenal of Infused, and perhaps a chance for them to get back in this game. Sliggy just trying to find an angle with this AWP, doesn't connect with the shot. Would have been a really important angle if he could find it. Shaq spins around and shuts down Shaney. Looks under ladders, Snaky's there, gets the pistol kill. And now we move across to Snaky, who tries to find a second, but Kita immediately responds and shuts him down. But Shiki will get Sliggy there. And now it's a 2v1 situation, and somehow, on this eco round, Infused are in this.
Unbelievable stuff. Kita has work completely cut out from 25 seconds. Limitless in time, limitless in what he can really try and do here. It's pretty much all or nothing now. Make this push, take these fights. Shiki ever so low, that's an easy angle for him to clear. But the big problem with that last player standing, Ozzy, he's got HP to work with. Doesn't have utility, but he does have a rifle. Kita trying to clear out these predictable angles. Will look towards Sandwich, make sure no drop off. Check stairs, here's those shots, knows full well what Ozzy's plan is going to be. Takes the fight, but Ozzy will take the victory. The spray nice and clear, a long defuse. But a round on the board for Infused. They threw one, they gained one.
And I said at the start of the game, oh well, it said on your screens, Ozzy was the player to watch, and what an important moment that was. Taking a somewhat unwinnable round for Infused. It was just, I mean, we said Shiki made a questionable play early on, but he did make up for it then by getting the early pick and picking up an AK and keeping his team, not just in the round, but in the game, to be honest. It could have looked very dire if they didn't take that one, but now they're back on track. They've got money to work with. 2 AWPs for Infused against the one of Sliggy. As once again, Fish easily able to push out middle thanks to Smokes just blocking off window. And Cinder will be eliminated by Shiki. So important kills coming from him once again.
Drip by drip, Fish start to fall off in this round, and begins a bit more crucial as a nade is going to land just on towards the tips of shot. Ozzy's position is going to be crucial. A double kill for him. Now looking for Kita. He's still hungry for blood, but Shaney is going to pluck one away from him, denying Ozzy that triple kill. Shiki was 2 of his own, and Shaney wanted at least some impact in that round as Infused. Clearly, they keep on swinging. They're more than happy to fly these punches. A right hook, a left hook, a jab in the face. As Fish123, they're stuck on 7. They can't break through towards 8, and Infused clearly showing that they can, as now they're on 6. They need just one more to get to that so dearly required equalization point, and from there, this double AWP setup, should we say, could be just enough to take this one to a half win, and I can't believe I'm even considering that opportunity, considering some of the rounds we've witnessed. But Dan, it's starting to feel like it's possible.
Definitely is, as Smokes will come out and the standard execute now for Fish as they're going to push onto A site. No one can see anyone yet as Molotovs and Smokes come through. Shaq gets the opening kill, but Singo goes down as well. Shaq finds another, that's 2 for him. He's going to look for more. Again, he's doing incredible work with this rifle. Shaney's trying to find anything through the smoke. Does fire blindly, but can't quite catch Kita's backside because he's behind a box. Grenades will come out, and now the retake has to come through. It's a 3v4 situation. 2 AWPs in this situation can be very difficult. and Ozzy's going to be a key man to work with this AK here. Has got a little bit of utility to work with. Shiki will take down Sliggy, so now it's 3v3. Ozzy's going to get aggressive push in, finds Keita on Sandwich. Can't see Robin on Tetris just yet though, so he's going to hold this defuse. Does have a smoke to block, but 3 kills come out of nowhere. Robin and Shaq finding them through the smoke, through the walls. Any barrier that was put up was just shot through. And I mean, what happened?
I don't think anybody knows what happened. I'm looking at the observers, their hands in the air. They're like, just what did we just witness? That was madness.
Our observer has his hands in the air, saying, well, how was I supposed to catch that? No one saw that coming. Incredible stuff from Fish. And we said, as the observer is noted at Matja, one of your famous ESL admins is helping us with the observing, and he is doing a fantastic job. So thank you for him for taking the time. But Fish able to put one on the board, and Sliggy's pushed into the site and felled Snaky now. He's felt him, and he's put him to bed. Lumji does respond though, and that's a 4v4. Robin has got control of middle once again, but they are going to back off and try and take this bomb to one of these sites.
1 minute 15 on the clock. They do have a lot of time to work when it comes down to delivering the package. But they still have to clear out these angles. They can't afford to go balls to the wall. It needs to be careful, precise play. But look at Cinder right onto the back of Shaney. Practically backstabs him with the bullets of his AK-47 as now he readjusts. He's trying to fool them into a B strategy, lull them into a sense of security as he wants to play Infused like a dead set violin. Lumji starting to make some sort of movement. Of course, we are always going to see Ozzy just stick in action and look at Lumji. But the problem is, what was originally all but a fake is now completely different. Lumji can end this round right here, drops the bomb, goes for another, a triple kill for him, going for the Quadra. Cinder is going to respond, takes him down a peg. Robin getting a headshot on towards Shiki, leaves Ozzy now in a 1 versus 2. And a quick rotate coming in from that bomb is going to dive it well and truly over towards A. But Ozzy, this is still possible for him. A huge player, one we already said to keep an eye on. Now is his time to shine. Can he achieve this? 20 seconds on the clock, peeks out towards short, gets the frag on towards Robin. Just one more to find.
Really important situation for Ozzy now. The bomb is going to go down on A site. He knows full well it's going to be there as well, and he will hear it. Cinder is low. So Ozzy just needs to make sure he finds the angle. Needs to be careful. He's edging out. He does spin, but Cinder will finish it off. And a commanding first half. 9-6 to Fish. But it could have been very different if it wasn't for some, well, miraculous things from Infused on their eco rounds. But ultimately, Fish in control and looking very confident in their play at the moment.
Certainly has to be said, we've seen some very exciting moments at times, and it's been very back and forth. Some moments that, of course, you know, with our hands up in the air, completely shocked. Just dastardly rounds, and there's some pretty huge shots as well. You know, it's a first to see a wall bang like that come out of nowhere, some stray bullets from ramp. But all in all, what a half. It is going to be that 6-9, though. Where do we go from this?
Well, Infused need to take a page from Fish's book, I think, and really push on in this T side. And not throw away rounds that they should be winning. I think Fish could be in a better position. And somehow, I still want to go back to that round where they got the plant, the smoke was down, and those 3 kills came out within milliseconds to finish the round off. But clearly the after plant positions were working for Fish, and Infused weren't able to contest those. Now we're going into the second half. Infused have famously, across the last 2 weeks, had a pretty good T-side on Mirage. It's definitely one of their more practiced maps, so I'm thinking they can do a good job here. They could take this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if we are looking at maybe something like a 16-14. I don't know who it's going to be in the favor of yet, but I definitely feel like this is going to be a tight affair in the second half.
You know, although we said right at the start of this entire matchup, just forget about the first map for a second. Our crucial predictions came down to one ingredient. Close match, competitive ability. The first map, yes, it didn't quite deliver, but the second, to even be toying on the cusp of it being a 16-14, really highlights, should we say, just how this has gone. What a journey it has been. But now that journey has to begin its end, as it is 9-6. Fish on that CT side, Infused over on the terrace side. Ozzy looking to lead the charge, Glock in hand, looking to rock it right up until the very end. The Cinder and Keita, the two to hold off them off on towards a B.
Yeah, and Robin is also there on short as well. So they have clearly gone for a little bit of a B stack here. And Cinder was very important last week on that B site. He held apps ever so well. And he's doing more of the same here. As you can see, Infused are just toying with the idea of pushing. They're perhaps just going to wait a little bit, see if Fish are going to push out. as you can see over on your radar as well, Shiki is there by A site with 2 flashes, a smoke, and a decoy. So he's going to throw everything. They're going to go for this fake. It's going to be a clear fake. But whether Fish will fall for it is another question. You often see these fakes happen, but it seems too obvious now. When you see 2 flashes and a smoke come over, you're like, well, it's probably going to be a fake. It's whether Fish will fall for it, I guess.
It's whether they have the elementary skills to count, because sometimes teams just don't go, is that 2 flashes and smoke? Sometimes they think, okay, that's 4 flashes or whatever it may be. Meanwhile, Kita, though, is going to interrupt us. A crisp headshot onto Ozzy to lead this one off. Cinder, his position is going to be huge. Finds himself one, is going to get shut down. It's a bloodbath on the B site as Robin and Kita slap backwards and forwards. Shiki trying to make the best of the situations. He will find himself a trade, and this has pit us in one hell of a 1 versus 1. The legend that is Kita up against Shiki. A double kill for both of these players. Shiki going to be going ever so aggressive, diving around these pillars, checking on towards bench, trying to claw back that bomb. But Kita, he's being patient. He's sitting tight, he's holding the angle, but Shiki, he still lands the headshot. He takes it home with a triple kill, and Infused will get themselves the pistol round.
And he just had to move in so quickly there because he had such little time to work with, and I feel like Kita was just trying to hide, hoping he wouldn't be caught, hoping that he would go for the plant, and then that was when he would pop out. But thankfully, the experience of Shiki allowed him just to dance around the site and search here, there, and everywhere, and find him eventually. And exactly the start that Infused needed to get back into this game, and now they can move on from this. Kita will buy up, and we'll get the scout. Whether he can do anything with it is going to be a different question, as they're going to take a slow approach. It looks like they're going to go for some sort of fake once again. They didn't really fall for it last time, Fish, but Shiki was able to push through after throwing those grenades and get an important kill on A site. So to get that kind of pincer effect and ultimately win the round. But now they do have rifles to work with. And it's not going to be as easy for Fish to get those picks in-app, as it were, when they push through. Definitely a tight one. But what do you think is on the minds of Fish123 here? Do you think they're worried about a burst through mid? I don't think they're expecting this through connector.
I think they have no idea. I think they are all but asleep. They're sitting there, almost predicting this dead set execution. But Fish, I've got a message for you. Infused, they're coming in hard and fast. They're just lining up. They're getting their flashes ready. Look at this. This is a reverse take. This isn't no ramp play or palace play. Yes, they've got a player dot in each of those positions, but the core push, the core effect is all coming from one position. It's going to be connector. The first flash is going to go. Shiki is going to lead the charge. It is going to be a trade coming in towards palace, but all angles are being checked. Sliggy, though, over towards Sandwich, isn't going to fall. The Deagle trying to do the work, but he runs out of shots. 7 shots, just not quite enough, leaving Robin and Cinder now to try and bring this one back right from the brink, as Robin playing over towards CT, jumps up, leaps to his death, and Angel there to grab him off the end of things, as Cinder still in towards CT as well, trying to refill the boots of his fallen teammate. That's one hell of an angle to try and clear with just a 5-7 and a helmet, no utility, no rifle. This is not the fight for him, as Shiki can take full advantage of him.
Great stuff from Infused there. Absolutely fantastic play. You saw in the chat, there was a little bit of questions coming out from Cinder, just a little laughy face to say, oh, come on, guys, you're taking so long. Like, we're ecoing here. You should be pushing in. But Infused aren't going to take any risks. They know if they're going to get back into this game, they really need to execute well and take their time. They don't want to throw anything away. As Kita is going to take position here at Underpass.
Zeus in hand.
See if he can find anyone with the Zeus. I missed the party, Zeus.
Are you a fan
of the Zeus?
Yeah.
I hate it when I die to it. We are going to see a back launcher short though, but Robin won't be able to pick anyone out just yet as Ozzy turns around and shuts down Shaq as well, and now they can push onto B site. It should just be a formality. Sliggy does find one onto Ozzy, but Cinder is just hiding here on bench. Can he find Snakey? If he can find Snakey and get the AK here, there is every chance he can stay in this round. Tries to find another, but Shaney's there to respond. And there are some low members of Infused. They don't have much health to work with, but Kita somehow not finding that kill, despite having almost an open shot at it. Smokes will come down, does find Shaney, and now it's a 2v2 situation. Sliggy needs to work with him and push through Kitchen, which he does. He finds Shiki, and now it's a 2v1. It's all on Lumji, and he's coming through apps. And if they can work together here on the defuse, this should be a round for Fish. A round that they shouldn't have won, but Lumji isn't going to find him. Kita responds, and now they can go for the defuse. They do have time to work with, and Infused, unfortunately, throwing away a round they really should have won.
I was going to hit on Kita there. I was going to say you can't be missing those sort of shots needed to take down that bomb planter, but apparently they still had enough energy in them to play together like a team and let, well, consistency as a lineup prevail right now, because those two players just took a round of Infused that was, well, almost certainly going in that terrorist side favour, and now that pits us into a 10-8 scoreline. A pause is going to be called. Looks like it's of a technical nature.
Looks like it's fixed.
Looks like it may also be fixed, yeah.
Never mind, unpause. Game's back on. But you're right. Incredible stuff from Fish to stay in that. And who was it was lurking on bench? Was it Cinder?
Is it the Cinder or Snaky?
I think it was Cinder once again doing great work on B side. He just patiently waited, was able to find a kill with that 5.7 or P250 that he had. And he was able to pick up the rifle and do real work. But Infused, they do still have money to buy. It's going to be painful for them to take, but they know that that can happen. They just need to be a little bit more precise with their executions and not go down so easily. But now with rifles in the hands of Fish, this suddenly gets a lot more difficult.
This match really starting to heat up. A 10-8 scoreline. This literally could swing any direction. Just a stone's throw either direction as they battle out tooth and nail right up to the merry end. But we're getting there. We're getting close. It's the 19th round. Potentially a full 30 on the line. Already at a 1-0 standpoint in this series. Now we're just looking to see, is this going to go the way of a tie? Or are we going to be crowning a victor and getting those fateful 3 points on the ladder? As Fish playing it safe. They don't want to go aggressive. They're just sitting tight. They're waiting for Infused to come to them. Saying, you know what, if you want to deliver us something, you come to us. Aussie just shoulder peeking around the place, but nothing is really going to be happening just yet. It's just slow burning, well, positioning coming in from the side of Infused. But Sliggy, quick aggression out towards mid, just completely off the cuff, and I didn't really feel like it was, well, thought through.
No, unfortunately not. Pushes out and gets shut down. Aussie isn't going to check jungle though, and Robin is there to kill him off. And now it's 4v4. Shaq just waiting in Palace, waiting for a plant, perhaps. Wait for the retake. A very powerful position to be in Palace. And Keita is there in CT as well, but Shiki is waiting. He's going to be able to take him down, and now it's just Shaq left. He is in Palace. He bursts out. He finds one. Looks to see if he can find Snaky as well. Unfortunately, Snaky is just diving around, waiting for a teammate. He needs help, but Shaney is just there in Connector. And now T-Sac finds him as well. The Molotov will go down. He has to wait. Is there enough time? I believe there is. As now he will just take a little bit of health and go for the defuse. And I said it was an important position being in Palace. But if you can just drop out of Palace and get a 3k like that, then just stay in Palace every game.
Why not? Apparently that is the way to go. Just completely, almost a bit of a random element to his aggressive push there. No one would expect someone just last minute to dive out in a 1v3 sort of fashion out towards Palace, and that struck him completely by surprise. The fact he was able to get that frag on towards ramp pretty much made things wide open. I don't even want to talk about the unbelievable headshot he landed through Connector though. So nonetheless, huge impact. 11-8 now. And Robin just taking advantage of their economy. Look at that.
Wow. Incredible from him, being able to do so. T-Sac also gets a kill with a Molotov, and now it's just 2 members remaining from Infused. And this round is all but over. Whether they can get any weapons for themselves will remain to be seen, but this should just be easy peasy now for Fish. But they're not going to take any chances. They don't want to give up any of their money. They want to stay in this game. They want to stay ahead in this game and not allow Infused back into it whatsoever, as Aussie does go down. Robin will be taken out, as Shaney is just tapping away with the 1D, trying to find anything that he can.
He's trying.
He's trying his hardest, but, I mean, going back to the round previous, the member of Infused that was waiting in Connector just to Molotov, I felt like that was all his game plan was. He was like, okay, I'm just going to wait. When there's maybe 10-15 seconds left, I'm just going to throw a Molotov down. He perhaps shouldn't have been facing at Connector, should have waited, danced around a little bit, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And now Fish are taking a commanding lead here. Infuse really need to pull something out of the bag to get back in the game once again. But it has been very back and forth several times that we've counted Infused out, saying, oh, it's probably over, what a mistake, and then they've just been able to pull something out. So I'm excited to see how this push is going to go down. Looks like one member is going to be faking once again. Snaky, you can see, is just over there by B site, by underpass, whereas the rest of his team are lurking around A, ready to execute.
Tell you one thing, I never thought the day would come where a Frozen reference would make sense in a cast, but I tell you what, one thing I want to see from Fish123 now is for them just to let it go, loosen up a bit. Get yourself relaxed. It feels like they're so structured, so set up, that at times, perhaps that's leaning a bit too far, and that's where I expect Infused to start to try and take advantage of them. But for now, it is a 12-8 score, and Fish, they still hold the lead, and that's something we can't quite take away from them as Infused. They get down this execute. They've got the AWP of Sliggy staring up in towards Palace. He fires off one preemptive shot. Lumgy isn't even going to flinch a muscle. Infused, they're just waiting. Those smokes is down. And they're going to start to fade, though, so I think for Infused, they do have to get a bit of a move on now. Snaky diving over towards B and apparently going to win the duel. Shaney pops out on towards Shaq. Sliggy is going to find himself one in the making, goes for a quick flick on towards Tetris, but isn't able to land it, has to retreat in towards Connector. Snaky will fall off the back of Lungy. And bit by bit, things are making to a bit more of a rougher standpoint now as Robin over towards CT, and he's getting tagged through a smoke.
Yep, Aussie goes down as well, just leaving Shiki as the lone survivor against 3 members who are trying to retake this one. And he will find one. He hasn't actually put the bomb down just yet. Needs to be careful as soon as he goes to put this down. Members should come through. They try and spray down through double stack, don't find it, but Cinder walks round, finishes it off. And slowly Infused hopes are slipping away now, as Cinder is just toying with them, tapping away on that bomb. But great stuff from Fish once again. An incredible CT hold. And I've got to say, Infused, they threw all the smokes and then they waited for the smokes to disappear. They didn't take advantage of those smokes, which is a real shame. I was expecting more, to be honest.
Well, that's the interesting thought. My go-to for Infused right now would be to kind of go at them and force Fish, as I said, to kind of play loose and back them away from this set structure. But apparently Infused are still kind of resilient on their same old playbook, which is just throw some smokes and sit and almost camp out and wait. But unfortunately, the kids' camp isn't where they need to be. They need to grow up a bit and start to make it happen. It's 13-8. They're running out of lifelines. Robin going to drop a nade towards the top mid, already doing heavy damage to Shaney. And the rotation towards underpass is all but perfect, as that Molotov is going to drop them to a significantly lower amount. Aussie is going to find himself the headshot in towards Robin, though, so damage is going to be done. But look at Cinder.
Cinder lurking in a really important position, but his team, 2 of his teammates have gone down. Sliggy's eliminated. Shaq is just slowly burning down here. Now we move across to Cinder, who is getting aggressive. He's going to push out of app, see if he can find anything. And Shaq's found himself in Palace once again. We saw what he did a couple of rounds ago. Really punished Infused by waiting in Palace and bursting out, getting a 3k. Infused have no idea. Slowly pushing onto site. They will use smokes to smoke off Palace just in case anyone is there. And the bomb is going to try and go down now. But Kita will be there to stop that from happening. So someone needs to at least push or at least watch the angles. Flash will come out and now Kita will poke. See if he can get anything, but Lumgy immediately stops him in his tracks. And now Shaq is one of the only hopes. Aussie is taking an angle. Aussie actually saw him, I think. So Aussie will know he's there. Gets the headshot. But it's whether they know Cinder is there. A lot to do. A 1v5. He needs an ace. Is it possible? Probably not. But we have seen Cinder do some incredible things. It's not going to happen today, though, as Lumgy moves in and takes him down. And there's still a little bit, still a glimmer of hope for Infused, as Fish are struggling for money.
I've got to say, it feels like we should have seen that round in the 20th round, let alone the 23rd, right? Because Infused, what they did there was exactly kind of that loose style. They took each and every body part of Fish and pretty much threw it up in different portions of the map and said, you know what, this is where you have to fight. They have to fight underpass, they have to fight mid, they have to fight A site and B, which completely breaks away from the style that the CT is currently adopting, which is what's working. Sliggy, though, deciding, you know what, I'm going to go aggressive with a deagle, and apparently I'm going to get away unscathed. I don't know even how to respond to that. Apparently, analysis is just going to go out the window because you can push ramp with a deagle.
How can you analyze that? As Sliggy is just getting aggressive, so confident, pushes in and takes down Lumgy as well. That's 2 of Fish. Oh, two kills for Fish, taking down Infused. Incredible stuff from him. We've seen some crazy things throughout the ESL Premiership with Deagles on Mirage. We saw a 4K from Reason last week. And now Shaney needs to do some real work. He needs to rally his troops here as they need to push in. Robin is very weak. There are just pistols, of course, they are facing, but the Deagle has already done a lot of damage to the Infused side. They need to decide where they're going to push. It looks like B is going to be the choice, as Shaney is going to be there as backup, but Cinder has been boosted here, and this could be an incredibly advantageous position for him, as Robin is probably going to be the bait. Kita tries to get a couple of shots as well, but 2 kills come out from Snaky and Shiki onto Robin and Kita. Cinder is in such a fantastic position. He is just going to slowly wait here. He could actually win this round if he does play his cards right. Needs to wait for the bomb. They have no idea that he is there. What incredible. Will Shaney see him? He finds the first kill onto Shaney. He's going to be trapped there. Looks onto Shiki, but Shiki, thankfully, will clutch it out. That could have been incredible from Cinder, but unfortunately can't quite land the second kill. But that is a lot of damage to the economy of Infused, but they do still have plenty of money to buy up, and the AWP will go into the hands of Shaney once again. A bit of a force buy from Fish, though.
This is where I want to see Infused, though, stick with that divide and conquer strategy that they exercised in that 22nd round. Put some aggression across the map, force Fish123 to really have to spread themselves apart and not just play clustered up together and play in their, what is their strengths effectively. There's crossfires right now, letting Sliggy run riot with an AWP. And Infused, every single pretty much decision round, it all counts. It's 13-10. They just need 3 to equalise. Lumji toying with the idea of aggression. He plays around just the edge of that smoke on the bottom of the ramp. A flash is going to go off from a Robin up in towards Palace. And that's going to aid a bit of an aggressive push coming in from Shaq, toying with the idea of doing a bit of a similar sort of affair from a counterpoint. As the UMP is what he holds, and a pretty solid weapon to deal with any sort of push that Infused try and formulate. But Shaney with the ADP is going to put a nail right into the head of Sliggy.
Yep, Cinder does respond and get a headshot of his own though, so we're back to 4v4 as Infused do push onto site. Robin takes down one and Lumji responds, but T-Sac comes in with a double with the UMP, leaving Shiki all on his own, but he does have an AK to work with, but he is facing an AWP that is on short, and Cinder crushes Infused's hopes. If they had won that round, they had every right of getting into this game, but now they have so little money to work with, and Fish will look to put a 15th round on the board. But the money's not great again for Fish, as another UMP is going to come into the hands of Keita. There's definitely more weapons to work with than the side of Infused, who are going to have to hope for some incredible deagle shots. Robin can't quite find that one. He is going to be pushed by middle, and now finds Shaney, but Shiki responds. Shaq will come in, taking down Lumji though, and now just 3, and Sliggy should be lapsed to the slaughter here, but Ozzy comes in with a deagle, just leaving Snakey on his own. And here's a 1v3 situation, which Keita cleans up. And Fish find themselves 1 round away from not just winning the map, but taking the series and taking 3 points, putting them 2nd in the league table.
The beauty of Fish right now is the last couple of rounds that they've been able to claim have been less about the CT side in the way that you expect the counter-terrorist unit to play, and more about individual prowess. We've seen UMPs wake up and bring triple kills to the table. We've seen Rifles go aggressive and have huge impact, and that completely cuts away from any sort of standard analysis over CT side and T side. Instead, shines the spotlight right on these players. As Sliggy, trying to live up to the hype, gets himself towards the top mid, goes for a bit of a shot, falls back once he has the information, rotates over towards the A site. The CTs, they think they have a clear read, they think they know what is coming. This is where their strengths have lied. Once they had the information, they set up in these crossfires, they used their utility, and they held Infused off. But can they do it just one final time? 15-10. This is where it counts. Shiki looking for a first frag on towards Sliggy, checks the corner, and a headshot will be represented.
Great way to start the round, and now we're pushing, finds another one onto Shaq as well. So now they can push it onto A site, we'll look for a third, but Robin will shut down any hopes of a 3K. Now he pushes up the stairs, Lumji eliminates him, and now it's a 4v2. Keita and Cinder with everything to do. Cinder will get an opening onto Shaney, but now it is just Keita left with the UMP here at CT. This is going to be extremely difficult for him to take this round, but if he does, it would be a map-winning round. He gets the opening onto Ozzy. Still very possible. Does have utility to work with as well as he's slowly pushing onto site. Are Infused going to be able to take him down? Yes, they do. Snakey keeps Infused in the game for now and breathes some life into this game as money is awkward for Fish. And is there a possibility? Do you think there is still a chance for Infused here?
For sure. It just comes down to being able to shut down Fish. They've shown me stints of life at a couple of rounds, but it's been very intermittent. And the problem Infused now have is that they don't have enough rounds to play with to be able to afford taking 2 and then losing 1, and then taking 2. They can't do that. They have to just take it every single round if they want to bring this one back. Which means that, well, throw strats, throw individual prowess all into one big basket and make it happen. Keita gonna find one. Shaq looking for some mad eagle plays, goes for a couple of sprays, is gonna only find himself one though as Ozzy is gonna do the work. Leaving us into a 3 versus 2 with a bomb going down, but a lot of damage with that frag grenade means that Robin actually has a chance here. This could be madness. Yet again, Fish, an opportunity to make this clutch happen. Cinder, aggressive with this fam as he's on CT. He could perch and get a frag on towards Shaney. He's going to do just that, and now he's looking for Ozzy. He's so damn low. A simple wallbang could end him, a single frag grenade, but they don't quite have that. But they do have these rifles. Ozzy going to jump up, and Robin, what a flick with an AWP, leaving Shiki now over towards ramp to play the shoulder peek of his life. Robin again with the AWP, bats it home for the team, and Fish123, they will take the win.
Incredible stuff from Fish123 as they win the series 2-0. Infused tried to breathe life back into the game several times, but ultimately they weren't able to get back into it. Some really important AWP shots from Fish, which kept them in it. And unfortunately for Infused, they are not going to get any points today, and they are going to fall further down that league table. And after such a promising win last week against Endpoint, when they even looked like possible contenders for finals, Fish will destroy their hopes. And now Fish are going to be one of the teams that are going to be looking towards those finals, who will find themselves sitting 2nd in the league table on 7 points. Also undefeated. They did have a draw in the first week versus Impulse, but they are looking like the main contenders with FM Esports at the moment.